Remember the story I told you about making sure that I invited the right people and all the things were good and all the right things to do a couple of days ago? Well, here's the thing. I had an aunt comment on one of the posts that she would have loved to have been there. And I went, wah, wah, wah. Because she is someone that I typically invite to events and things of these natures of graduation. Like it's super important, right? And I'm like, now I'm going, oh no. So I did try to call her, but she didn't answer. So hopefully I can have a conversation with her. But those are the things that happen. And you're like, Lord, I'm just going to let you take care of that because it wasn't intentional. She knows my heart. She knows I wouldn't do anything like that on purpose. But, these are the things that happen whenever you're in the middle of all this busyness and you're trying to just figure out, what's next? What do I do? How do I resolve this? Is this something I need to, actually review and take care of? So, you know, after this crazy week that we had, which was such a blessing, it was so good. I am so thankful that I have a Saturday with nothing on the schedule, literally. And my husband went on shift this morning, and I got up pretty much right before he was leaving because sometimes the body just cannot sleep anymore, right? Any moms out there relate to that? Just wake up and you're like, well, I'm already up. Might as well just get up. And so I started doing my daily routine that I, typically do, and to start my coffee, and the 9-year-old is up, and so see what he wants for breakfast, and a lot of times I'll wake up before the household because I want my time to pray and spend with the Lord, and that didn't happen. It kind of happened in reverse this morning, and sometimes that's necessary because although I'm very grateful and I thank the Lord for everything whenever I wake up, and I just live with a grateful heart and a grateful mind and grateful attitude for what the Lord's brought me through. It's all about your perspective and changing and shifting those things. And so I realized that I hadn't sat down, and I'm currently reading John Bevere's The King is Coming. It's an amazing book. He kind of wrote it. He said it's not a devotional, but it's kind of mapped out like a devotional, which is really nice. I really appreciate the formatting that he did because then every chapter ends with a point and a passage and a prayer and some questions to ponder, which is really, really helpful. And I needed that time to kind of decompress some things and evaluate some stuff and process through some things that I hadn't really processed from the week. With this just being restful and relaxing, I'm just getting things done around the house, like laundry, right? We typically have Saturdays or laundry days, so we typically do that anyway. But just being able to rest, and I went over with spoke to my neighbor for a few minutes and got her bigger suitcase. My suitcase is not going to work for the trip that we have in a little bit. And so I was like, well, I should have gotten a larger one whenever I bought my other suitcase, but I did not. So thankfully my neighbor, she's super sweet. And so I was able to do that. So I'm thankful that I was able to sit down with my 9-year-old, and he was coloring this morning. He's a part of this kids coloring page membership that my girlfriend has. She's a really cool artist, and her Instagram is at Allison Fitz Art. So if you are an artistic, creative person and you love following other artists, then please go do that because she has a great site and her work is really incredible. But we also, my son has had this soap making thing underneath the sink for, I don't even know. He got it at a birthday party or a gift, or I don't even know. And he's been waiting to do it. And he brought it out this morning. I said, you know what? We are going to do that. We're going to create that messy, soft, squishy soap, and we're going to do that together. And I really needed this downtime. I really needed to just be present and make memories together. And the week really took it out of me. I woke up feeling really drained, and my throat was swollen, and I was just super fatigued. And I was like, I do not want to do anything. And I honestly had something scheduled on the calendar, and it was something I really wanted to attend. It was one of my good friends' events that she was putting on, and she had a small venue, small amount of people that were going to attend, and I really wanted to be there. I really did, because I hadn't seen my friend in a little while. And I texted her. I said, "Listen, I'm not going to make it. The week has gotten me, a little fatigued and drained, and I pray the best for the event. Give my seat to someone else." And that's all I said. Now, I do not go into detail. I do not, explain a bunch of things, because I read Good Boundaries and Goodbyes by Lysa TerKeurst a little while ago. And right after the book came out, I think, maybe a year after the book came out, because, I'm always reading. If you don't know that, I'm always reading. And so I have to finish one before I start another one, right? It's always a good rule. Now, I can have multiple things going on at one time as far as reading, and I know and can comprehend in a way that helps me. The Lord's just given me that kind of a brain where I can comprehend and know where I left off. And I just start picking it. I pick it up and I just start reading it again, which is crazy. It's just bonkers how that works for your brain. So anyway, I read this book, and there's a great line that I've remembered and that I tell my coaching clients, and I tell them, adults inform and children explain. Now, someone asked me, like, well, how do you decipher the difference? Like, how do you just inform just enough and not too much? It's when you're going into this long tangent of I didn't this and blah, blah, and all this stuff. And it's like, you don't need to go into all of that. All of that is not needed. What I did to tell my friend, hey, not feeling well, give my seat to someone else. I pray the best for you. There you go. That's it. We don't have to go into this long drawn out that I had this long week and this is what's going on and I hope I feel better and blah, blah, blah. Like, you don't need to do all that, right? We don't need to write a novel to our friend to let them know that we're not coming to something. Things change. Bodies change, mental health changes. We just don't feel like doing it sometimes. Now, I'm not talking about being a recluse and just not being involved in things. What I'm saying is that you have to recognize when your body just cannot do anymore. Your body, your mind, your spirit, it can't do anymore. You need a day of rest. And actually, if we really want to get into it, Shabbat or Sabbath is a commandment. And so it's really important for us to do that. Now, the traditional Shabbat is Friday night to Saturday night, just so you know. A lot of people in the Western world will have their Sabbath on Sunday. Okay. A lot of people view that as a Sunday. Okay, fine. No problem. But if we're truly honoring the Sabbath, then we're not doing certain things, right? Okay. So guard yourself against, having to explain yourself, having to be everywhere all at once. Make it known that something changed and that's it. I was cordial. I sent blessings, but I didn't have to explain everything, like I said. That freed me to experience a beautiful day so far. It's, whatever time it is in this afternoon. It is just after, or almost 2, I think, just after 2. And so here I am recording with you, and I still have another few hours of the day left. And so just allow me to have a beautiful time. And then after my teenager woke up just before noon, I was able to spend a little time with him too. But I want to know, what's been your experience with schedule changes and setting boundaries? I know it's hard for people sometimes. What's been your experience with that? Let me know in the comments. And I'm thankful that you've been here. If you've been watching, if you've been catching up, thankful that you are here and you've been keeping track. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do that, because I'd love to keep doing these things. And I'd love to maybe talk about some other practical things. The Lord kind of just highlights things. I just had like 5-second, 6-second pause there. So hopefully but what I would love to talk about is what's in my control and what's in control next week. So I would love to do that. Haven't decided if I'm going to keep going live. Let me know if you want me to keep going live. I'd love to do that. Let's just keep doing that. Maybe we should. So anyway, I hope this is helping you. I can't wait to talk to you tomorrow.